Hello everybody, my name's David Hoey and this is the third in our series of Proprio Golf. So proprioception golf. So this is golf exercises, golf movements without any equipment. How can we do that? Well, the body learns just as well through going through motions as it does with an actual golf club. So in lockdown, we're at home, we've got no equipment. 3 weeks time, we're hopefully back somewhere towards a golf course. Let's get started. So we've done grip, we've done posture, we've done the swing plane. I hope that helped. Any questions on these, please just contact me below, send me videos, whatever, we can have a look. And we did some shoulder rotations and shoulder exercises, maybe to free us up a little bit. So now we're going to move it on again in this number 3, which is the kinetic sequence, which isn't a difficult concept. It's the sequence our body needs to move in for the most efficiency. And also we're going to look at disassociation. You may not have seen this. Again, this is a TPI screen, so we're using Titleist Performance Institute screenings, musculoskeletal, it's a difficult word, so isn't it? Screens that show us our limitations and our strengths. So first of all, the kinetic sequence, how does it work? So golf, if we watch it on TV, looks very much like the arms do all the work. In fact, it couldn't be further from the truth. The arms, if you want to take this as a parody, the arms go along for the ride. I think it was David Ledbetter said, the dog wags the tail. So we need to get this moving, which is our core and our swing center. We need to get this rotating, and the arms, because they are connected, will go along for the ride. So a few examples of how kinetic sequencing works. Let's look at a javelin thrower. They run up, they have the javelin on the side of their arm most of the way. They're running. They plant their front foot. As they plant their front foot, they stretch their back shoulder back, and then by pushing and forcing into the ground, in golf we call that ground force. Hold your horses, that's next time. Ground force, and then we'll use that energy to propel the javelin. So every sport has it, every single sport. Basketball, we bend, we load, and we release. What other sport would you like? Let's pick one. Tennis, we plant the foot, we rotate, and the racket comes through last. Cricket, plant the foot, again the energy comes from the core, and then the shot comes afterwards. Golf is no different. We need to learn to use the ground, that's ground force, that's next time, and we need to transfer that energy through a kinetic chain. Now in golf we have two measures which we call X factor and X factor stretch. So what are they? Have you heard of them? What do they do? Do they matter? Well, yeah, they very much do matter. So an X factor, we did the swing plane before, and we did shoulder rotation. So this is the top half of our X factor stretch. The X factor stretch is basically the differential between your hip turn and your shoulder turn at the top of your backswing. So we want to create some sort of resistance to stretch the muscles. So our muscles have something called a stretch shortening cycle. So same as the javelin thrower, stretch and shorten. We can develop much more energy if we stretch and then shorten. So in the backswing, into our swing plane, we turn, we resist with the lower half, so my hips are probably 30 to 40 degrees here. My shoulders are 90. I have if that was the case, 45 to 90, I have a 45 degree X factor. The X factor stretch is the kinetic motion, the kinetic sequence of my lower half turning first before my top half moves might add 2 to 10 degrees. In fact, top level pros might add 19 degrees of differential. So we've got 45 here, 45 to 90 is 45 difference, and then the bottom half moves, stretches before the top half moves. They could move 19 degrees of stretch before their top half starts to move. Now that's going to give a massive stretch shortening cycle and a really strong snap, which is what creates clubhead speed. Let me give you an example. So, I said no equipment, I might have lied a little bit. One exercise band here and a couple of elastic bands in case I lose any of them. So, let's take example of pinging an elastic band. So we'll start off with a big one. So, if I want to ping an elastic band, let's go sideways on. I've got a fulcrum, a point, and I'm stretching. Now if I let go, the more I want this to go, the longer I'll stretch. If I let go of this end, the band will ping. So let go and off it goes. So I'll leave that there. So let's show what happens when we start the downswing. If we can see this, let me just go and get the band. This is not very... So stretch and release. So stretch and release. So there's no actual release with the hands and arms. So what happens if I try and help this on the way? Remember, I want to hit the ball a long way, so I want to give it a hand. So what happens? So theoretically, I would push this band, would I? I'm trying to help it. Well, it doesn't work, does it? Try this at home with an elastic band. Push it, try and help it. It doesn't go anywhere because I've taken away the natural stretch. So we need to create this stretch which comes bottom to top. So it goes, X factor stretch works across the body. So the kinetic sequence needs to work from ground up. So it's probably enough information for today. We're going to go back onto the kinetic sequence again tomorrow, and we're going to explain the sequence, the ideal sequence of the kinetic sequence. But today's about learning that actually we need a sequence that generates the power. Given that the golf swing is 1.6 seconds long, probably best part of a second to get to the top of the backswing. If you want to manipulate or try and think about what do I need to do, what do I need to fire to hit this ball well and far, if you want to think about it, you've now got 0.6 seconds for your thought to be generated down your nerves, into your muscles to try and do it. We can't do it. What I'm trying to say is the downswing is automatic. The downswing has to be automatic. It has to be driven by something. You cannot drive it with thought alone or manipulation. So hopefully that makes sense. Please post me your comments and videos. We can always talk about this a lot more, but tomorrow we're going to go over kinetic sequence again, but we're going to start to relate ground force to it as well. So many thanks. We will also include a disassociation video which may help you with your sequencing, and we'll include that tomorrow as well. Stay safe. Thank you very much. See you very soon.